Warhammer fans, real-time strategy fans, the time has come. The Dawn of War series is making its long-awaited return. Deep Silver and King Art Games previously announced the next chapter in the legendary franchise Dawn of War. This is a brand new game built from the ground up, designed to carry the Dawn of War legacy into a new era. In today's video, we're going to talk about the news revealed about the game in the PC Gamer Show held just a while ago, and also some answers to frequently asked questions about the game. Now, seeing as it's hot off the press, let's talk about everything that we found out from the PC Gamer Show. Well, what was very apparent was that the enemy shall know fear. From the very first moments, the spirit of Dawn of War returns with the chaos of battle, iconic lines, and the clash of factions that defined the franchise. When development began, it was clear that the team faced a key decision. Should the game follow the direction of Dawn of War 1, Dawn of War 2, or try to blend the two? In the end, the choice was clear for the developers, it seems. Dawn of War 1 will serve as the guiding star. It looks like with preserving the essence of Dawn of War, three core pillars have shaped the development. First was an emphasis on sync kills, not only the synchronized animations of units killing each other, but also synchronized melee combat, brought to life through a new combat director system. Sync kills were one of the most memorable features of the original game, and the goal is to make them even more spectacular 2 decades later. This for me is an incredible part of Dawn of War 4. I cannot wait to see the sheer volume of sync kills and the type that they are. It's going to make for some incredible cinematic battles where you can just enjoy the game unfold and the armies fight together. I mean, isn't that a big reason why we enjoy RTS in the first place? Super excited with the focus on sync kills. Now, the challenge, as the team explained, was not simply to recreate the old game, but to recreate the feeling that players had when experiencing it for the first time. That meant asking, how did the old systems work? How did they make us feel? And how can they achieve the same sense of awe with the modern tools at their disposal? Now, with returning features, the game also reintroduces base building and large-scale battles, which are hallmarks, of course, of Dawn of War 1, and choosing factions was another crucial step. The Blood Ravens and the Orcs were considered essential, forming the backbone of the narrative. To ensure authenticity, the developers worked closely with Games Workshop to capture the correct look and feel of the units and factions. Now, expanding Dawn of War within the universe of 40k, this new installment, Dawn of War 4, also adds fresh elements. The Necrons are chosen as a long-awaited addition to Dawn of War because, well, it was teased but never super included in Dawn of War 3, and well, the Adeptus Mechanicus have never featured in a Dawn of War game, and so they will be introduced, which is, I think, actually very cool because it's a new fresh take that the developers can play around with that's not been represented in Dawn of War before. Now, classic gameplay elements such as unit upgrades, hero units, and special squads like assault intercessors with jump packs also are making their return. Heroes are looking to be designed to be impactful without causing overwhelming imbalance, ensuring that they remain important without hopefully dominating the battlefield too much. Ultimately, it looks like from the developers that the goal was to bring back 4 diverse factions, each with unique mechanics, while modernizing the game for today's players. Some features from 20 years ago are being left behind, either because they no longer fit the Warhammer 40k IP, or they feel outdated. That's not to say they are not including some of the epic things from previous games, of course sync kills being one of them. However, it seems the team are emphasizing that the focus is on making a great game for the present day, not simply just recreating the past. With all that covered, I'm pretty excited. I'm looking forward to the Adeptus Mechanicus. It's the first time we're looking at them in a Dawn of War game. I'm super stoked about sync kills and it being a focus. And yeah, pretty excited. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. I know a lot of you would have liked to have seen some of the other factions. I've heard a lot of people say that they would like to see the Imperial Guard. However, it is what it is. Of course, 4 factions are still pretty good, and I imagine it leaves room for further DLCs, further updates, and well, in one sense, I'm pretty glad because a lot of new RTS games that are being released often spread themselves too thinly. So many factions, but none of them super fleshed out or particularly amazing. But with 4 to concentrate on, that gives the developers a good number that they can focus on. Not to mention the fact that we saw a lot of new footage for Dawn of War 4. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section below, but that's not the end of the video, because of course we do have some of the answers to some frequently asked questions. So, who's behind this ambitious new project? Of course, fans of the series will know that the previous Dawn of War titles were developed by Relic Entertainment, but this time the responsibility falls to King Art Games, the award-winning studio best known for the critically acclaimed RTS Iron Harvest. Their work on that game's campaign and mechanics earned them widespread praise, and now they are bringing that same experience and expertise to the Warhammer 40k universe. Backing them is Deep Silver, the German publisher with a proven track record in delivering strategy titles to players worldwide. Together, these two studios are setting the stage for a massive return with Dawn of War. So a very popular question is, when can you expect to get your hands on it? Well, right now, Dawn of War 4 is scheduled for release in 2026. The exact date, as well as any potential pre-order details, will be announced later. It will launch on PC via Steam with full English audio, and for international fans with subtitles and interface support, with the inclusion of French, Italian, German, Spanish, Japanese, both simplified and traditional Chinese, Polish, Korean, Russian, and Brazilian Portuguese. This is truly being built for a global audience. Just out of curiosity, I would like to know as well in the comment section below if there are any other languages that you would have wished for this game to be coming out in. So, what can players expect from the campaign? Well, according to King Art Games, the main story will deliver over 20 hours of content, depending on your playstyle of course, and your experience with real-time strategy. And beyond the campaign, there will be online modes and additional gameplay features to keep fans coming back for more. Speaking of which, coming back for more, well, the Last Stand game mode from the previous Dawn of War titles is making a return, increasing the replayability of Dawn of War 4, as well as the cooperative mayhem you can have with your friends. The story itself takes us back to the war-torn planet of Cronus, following the events of the original Dawn of War expansion, Dark Crusade. This means that longtime fans will be stepping back onto familiar ground, but with a whole new war to fight. So let's talk about factions, because what's Dawn of War without its iconic armies? At launch, Dawn of War 4 will feature 4 playable factions: the Space Marines, which are of course humanity's elite soldiers, genetically enhanced superhumans, wielding devastating weapons, and mighty war machines in the name of the Emperor. The Orcs, loud, brutal, and unstoppable at times, they bring their trademark energy to the battlefield and serve as the perfect introductory faction for new players in Dawn of War 4. The Necrons, they are ancient, relentless, and terrifying. They march forward with unique mechanics and units of course, offering a playstyle unlike anything else. And last but not least, making their RTS debut for the very first time, we have the fan favourite Adeptus Mechanicus. They will be combining ancient human devotion with forbidden technology. Their inclusion adds a new exciting perspective to the battlefield and Dawn of War. But the experience of course doesn't stop here. With the in-game painter tool, you will have some familiarity customizability from previous Dawn of War titles, where you can change your army's appearance, bringing your personal vision to each of the factions to life. From armor colors to insignias, your forces can look exactly the way that you want them to. As for pricing, the developers aren't quite ready to reveal some specifics yet, but what we do know is that Dawn of War will be a premium title, sold at a fixed price, not free to play, and not filled with microtransactions. So here's what we know. Dawn of War 4 is coming in 2026, or at least we're expecting it to. It's being built with a modern engine, bringing us back to Cronus, and it is giving us 4 incredible factions right at launch, with hopefully plenty more surprises waiting to be revealed. For fans of Warhammer 40k, for RTS veterans, and for anyone waiting the return of one of the most beloved strategy franchises of all time, the wait is nearly over. So what you really need to do now is make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, and more importantly, that you hit the notification bell so that you do get a bit of a ding dong when I do upload the next video, and that could very well be another update video for Dawn of War in the future. The battle for Cronus begins again in 2026. The only question is, will you be ready?